We want to hear your hunting, fishing, and life stories. So email us at
shoot.swift.outdoors at gmail.com.
must be 18 years or older to order. Supper's ready.
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right.
Podcast episode 2.
Podcast episode 2.
By the way, we actually have a formal name on YouTube. It'll be known as STS. But for the Patreon and for anything else like that, it'll be known as Shoot the Shit. Because Shoot Swift shoots the shit. Ethan?
Episode 2.
You wanted to start us off with a banger, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Here's another conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy alert!
I am really starting to think that Bush did 9/11.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because you're telling me that a plane full of men and women couldn't stop two guys with box cutters?
It's a joke. It's all a joke.
In a life or death situation?
I'd be throwing hands.
I mean,
hard.
Your adrenaline is pumped up because the plane's going down and it's been hijacked, and all they have is box cutters.
Someone's getting like their face kicked in. I'm sorry.
Like even not exclude the women. If there was at least, let's say that there was 2 guys with box cutters, and you have 5 guys on there that are passengers. Nobody stepped up and thought, let's
stop this shit.
Yeah, let's. I mean,
so here's the other part that, and excluding the plane, well, not excluding that.
Wait, hold on. Is there going to be a hit out for us after this? Yeah.
No one's viewing our shit right now, so. Yeah. No, but seriously, I have done extensive amounts of research on this. Jet fuel burns, and let's see how hot jet fuel burns.
But hold on. Am I missing something? Like, did the hijackers kill the pilots? Or did they just kind of take them hostage?
I don't know.
Because if they took them hostage, you take out the dudes with the knives, and the pilots get back in the pilot seat, and we're good to go.
800 to 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, let's see what it takes
to melt.
Fuel. Let's see what it takes to melt a steel I-beam. Steel,
which is what the Twin Towers were made out of.
Heat capacity, heat rating.
Did you just get stood up?
2,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
So jet fuel did not melt the I-beams.
It'd have to be double that. Jet fuel would have to burn double the temperature that it burns at to even get to its melting point, by the way. And it just says steel melts. Just steel. It's not saying steel I-beams, which are like, what, 3/4 of an inch thick? I don't know what the size of them are used in skyscrapers, but they're thick.
Yeah. And plus, if they hit the top part of the tower, then why did the bottom, why did it fall straight down? I don't know. You were born pre 9/11.
Yeah.
I was born post 9/11.
That don't mean I remember it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can weigh in on it. But I'm just saying, if I was on a plane and there were some dudes coming to hijack the plane with box cutters.
And we're not even like the biggest dudes on the planet, but like, if it's life or death, I got some fight in me.
If it's a life or death situation, I think I'll get a group of guys together and take on the dudes with box. So what if you get scratched up by the box cutters? Like,
it's my life. I'm going to save it.
Yeah.
And but there. So here's the weird thing: if you look back at real 9/11 videos and you look at the plane, it doesn't look like an airliner. It looks like a military jet. And here's the other thing: we watched this video in high school, and even my teacher said there's one weird thing about this video. And she's like, it looks doctored. And I was like, what do you mean? And she explained, it was Miss Powers from Panhandle. She explained that in the video, whenever you watch the plane fly around the building, the wing clips through the building like in an animation or in a video that's been doctored. The wing, like if the wing clipped it, the wing tip would have broken off, but it just phases through the building and keeps flying. If I can find the video, I will, but I mean, they like to scrub the internet of everything and hide it, so.
It's just a little suspicious. Because I got to think about this the other day. 2 guys with box cutters that went on, like, what, 3 different planes?
Yeah.
Because 2 hit the Twin Towers, 1 hit the Pentagon. And what they did is they snuck box cutters in onto the plane, and they took over the planes with the box cutters. Like a razor blade knife, like, yeah, they're sharp. They're definitely, like, if you were to stab somebody with it, you'd probably get charged for a lethal weapon.
Absolutely. I mean, they are absolutely, it's a razor blade. I mean,
they're
it'll slice
sharp,
you up.
But hijacking a plane with how many people?
I mean, it was a 747, so they're holding upwards of anywhere from 50 to 120 passengers, probably.
Yeah, so at
more.
least 50.
Could be double that. Could be double that.
No, I don't know.
Doesn't make sense. No more steel hats.
Or steel hats that burn at 2,400 degrees.
Yeah, what are the steel I-beams made out of? Aluminum?
Yeah.
And it just seriously doesn't make sense. Like, I know we're kind of off that topic, but if jet fuel burns at that temperature, right, and people say that they heard explosions and the building fell like this, because those buildings are built to withstand super high winds, like they're structurally built to be strongest at the bottom. Why did the bottom fall first?
Yeah, and plus, like, if they're getting hit at the top, I don't know, unless all the weight of the top came down and it pushed down through the bottom.
And it didn't. In the video, it just goes straight down.
I don't know. I got a lot of explaining to do. We'll just actually get, like, this is the last podcast we do after this.
We're just getting started, and FBI shows up at our door right now. We get swatted.
Shoot Swift, commit suicide.
Yeah, we're not suicidal, by the way. I would never kill myself. I'm a very happy person. So is Ethan. Just letting y'all know.
If the FBI takes us, they'd probably take us to Epstein's Island.
Hey, it's at least this conspiracy is safer than talking about probably the most recent conspiracy that happened with a certain former president that definitely got shot.
That one we may have to talk about in 20 years.
I don't know. A couple of YouTubers have already talked about it.
Yeah, that's...
But they have big channels to where, like, they'll know, like, you'd notice if something happened to them.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I thought about is in the first podcast, we didn't, like, really talk about ourselves, like, what
we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we introduced ourselves.
And how Shoot Swift got started.
Let's talk on that then. A little bit about that. Oh, starting with me? I guess it really started, like, if we go way back, how old do you think we were? 10?
Oh, no. Well, we talked about how it got started in the last episode.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about, like, the beginning,
to
where, like, what got us started in this, like, thing as a whole.
I think what happened is we used to always watch, like, Animal Planet and stuff. Like, Cutter was big into animals and that kind of stuff, and I loved watching Animal Planet. We would watch Ernie the Turtle Man.
Yeah. That's my boy right there, Ernie's.
Yeah.
And live action.
Anytime we'd go to his house.
See that turtle out there?
I wish that show was still on. It was such a good show.
I love that show.
And so anytime me and Cutter would hang out, we were always kind of trying to capture, like, a wild animal.
And we succeeded a lot of the time. We really have. I mean, if you even watch my Snapchat or any of my other YouTube channel videos, I catch animals all the time.
I remember we chased an armadillo one time. Yeah. And so then, I think, it kind of started from there.
I think it was really me getting into knife making.
Yeah.
Knife making really set it. I wanted a hobby. And
I wish I had that knife that you made me.
Yeah.
I still have it. It's just not here.
I was real big into, like, growing up, I was big into Legos, and I was a very creative person. So I was, like, super big on building stuff.
Also,
and, like,
early signs of autism.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now I build firearms, but, you know, it's whatever. Big boy Legos. No. But I got into knife making, like, really into it. Like, every single night I'd be out in this little shed that we have on the backyard, and I'd just make handmade knives and sheaths and everything for it.
And then I remember you got a GoPro. Started filming stuff on that, like vlog type stuff.
Yeah, I filmed throughout high school. I'd removed all of the videos just because they were childish. And technically, like, I can't remember the main reason why I removed them, but one of the big ones was, like, I'm a minor in all of this. Like, it just felt weird to me. And I was showing other minors and other girls that were minors, like, and I'm like, there's weird people on the internet.
That is true.
So, and my siblings were little bitty, you know, and I don't want people out there. You got to protect them. So I removed all those videos. I still have them somewhere on an SD card, but y'all probably won't see them. You may see clips of it, but.
And then I got a GoPro, and the GoPro was cool because I could go fishing out at the lake or something, and like throw that GoPro. Like I would tie a fishing line, or what I actually did is I had a broken golf club where the head of the golf club was chopped off, and it was just like a stick with a handle. And I taped I taped one of my GoPro mounts to it so that I could like stick it down in there. So if like I was fishing with someone and they reeled up a fish, I could stick it down in there and it would record the fish coming up. And I had a bunch of videos and I just didn't ever do anything with them. And we had tried making like Instagram channels and YouTube channels.
We actually tried this before. Like, I remember whenever we went shooting, my granddad took us. We were still pretty young, though, probably 13 or 14, whenever we had those GoPros and we were recording stuff. And, I mean, we actually tried to post that the first time. I can't remember what happened. I think the videos are still on your SD card or either on mine or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened.
I mean, they've been lost to time at this point.
But we tried this multiple times. But like we said in the last podcast, it works out now that we're older because when we were younger, we'd rarely see each other. So it just wouldn't really work out. And then now it's like, my cutter just called me today. I was like, what are you doing? And he wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. So it worked out to where like we can just come over and
shoot the shit.
Let's shoot Swift. But yeah, so I guess now let's kind of talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
You first.
We didn't even get to the part about how I got into like handmade lure making.
Oh, well.
That's another big part. I mean, like I got into like handmade lure making, and that was a couple years after the knife making thing. And I mean, I still have all of the handmade lures that I have. I still have like hundreds of blanks that I've done nothing with, basically. I've actually kind of toyed with it, with the idea of bringing that to Shoot Swift. Like we'd have a challenge every week of, let's see if this handmade lure catches this, you know. But I think that's in the future because we don't have the time for that right now. We're both working, you know, regular jobs and trying to start other stuff. It's just more difficult now, but it's something you'll probably definitely see in the future. Right now, I am self-employed, so I do contract jobs. Basically, I contract out building ponds, doing lawn maintenance or landscaping, just really anything that residential real estate requires, and it could be commercial too. But since I'm just starting this business, I'm starting it off pretty small. So that's what I'm doing right now.
I am a real estate agent and working to get my insurance license. Got that coming up in a week. Probably by the time this is out, hopefully I'm an insurance agent. And gonna do real estate on the side. Real estate's fun, but it's just not always consistent. And I think that insurance would be cool. I need to make some more money. I think that it's like the more money I make, the more time and stuff that I can do, like with taking better trips to go fishing or hunting at so and so place. Like that, all that stuff requires money.
Money and time that we really don't have right now, but we're working towards it. I think in the next year and a half to 2 years, you'll really see this channel flourish. Where we both want this to become like the not really day-to-day basis thing, because we don't want to become like.
I don't want to be like influencer.
Yeah, we're doing this because we love to do it, and we don't ever want it to become tedious, And we post it because we want y'all to see the adventures and the enjoyment that we get out of it, and maybe you can learn something too. It's like everyone that I've seen recently on YouTube, they're like, I hate to ask this, but like and subscribe, and it's like I don't have a problem saying like and subscribe, because you get to see part of our adventure and what we enjoy to do, and if that brings more people into the scene of like hunting and fishing, the merrier. Like, I have no problem saying that at all.
And plus, like, if it became to feel like a job, I wouldn't want to do it. Like, when I told you to come over and, like, oh, let's do a podcast, like, I wasn't kind of like, oh, we need to do one. It was more
like we want to.
Yeah, like,
I've been thinking about Shoot Swift all day. That's the cool thing, though, is that me and him think about this channel and thinking about, what else is encompassed in Shoot Swift. Like, the channel's a small part of it. And there's just this whole other world that we haven't even had a chance to really tap into, that it just excites me.
Yeah, and I kind of look at it as like, you hear about people that talk about growing a business and how they treat it like a baby and watch it grow. And I feel like that's how this channel is. It's like it started off small and it grows and it grows and it grows. And I'm just like, it's so fun watching that and getting more people to view the stuff that we do.
Yeah, and we haven't even, there's some crazy stuff coming up, I think. Another thing that I've toyed with and I've talked to him about is I want to do videos of, like, review videos. Like, I brought something here today to kind of review and talk about, but it wouldn't be always on a podcast. It'd be like the full video would be of, like, this firearm or of this knife. Like, let's say we go camping and we take this brand new product that came out. We're going to test it. Like, that's what I want to do, and be able to show y'all, like, is it worth buying? Is it worth, like, is this gun going to save your life, or is it going to jam up? I really want to get into that.
You know what we need to do before, like, it gets cold? We need to do, like, a camping video out at your pond. Do, like, some night fishing, night hunting.
We could go to Canadian, too, up at Cade's. Yeah. I still have to take a game camera up there.
Yeah, that's going to be sweet.
Because then I could get the footage off of that while we're up there. And there's hogs up there. We could do hog hunting. We could do gigging for frogs, cook frog legs, crawfish boil. Like, we could turn it into a full weekend thing.
I'm about $500 away from buying that hunting rifle for deer season.
Nice looking rifle. It was a 308, right?
Yeah.
Was it a Savage?
No, it was a Mossberg.
Mossberg, yeah. You're right. But it has a really, really nice Vortex scope on it.
Yeah.
It's 8 to 24?
I think it was, yeah.
It's got a nice piece of glass on it.
I'm pumped for that thing. My mom was like, what do you want for your birthday? I was like, anybody that asks, like, just tell them cash. I just want cash.
Money.
Like, just send me money, and like, I'm gonna buy this hunting rifle with it, because I want like a bolt action rifle to deer hunt. And man,
sorry, I just thought of something. I'm gonna put a clip in here because of the way he said bolt action rifle. He said bolt action. And on the third day, God created the Remington bolt action rifle so the man could fight the dinosaurs and the homosexuals.
And on the third day, God created the Remington bolt-action rifle so that man could fight the dinosaurs and the homosexuals. Amen.
One of my favorite video clips of all time.
Man, I'm itching to go dove hunting so bad.
I'm itching to get out and do anything in general.
Yeah. I have my insurance test, like I said, next Friday. I'm busy next Friday, but I think the Friday after I'm going to get so basically 2 weeks from this weekend, I'm going to get my hunting course done. I'm going to get all that, and I plan on going hunting, because, like, dove season lasts a while, but there's nothing like that opening. It's like having to wait for Christmas a month after.
Yeah.
Like, It sucks. Like, I'm just itching. I see everybody that went out on the opening weekend, which was a week ago today.
I saw so many Instagram videos of dudes with GoPros and their shotguns.
Yeah, I mean, I'm itching to go. But that's another thing about being an adult, is it just...
You have to do adult things. You can't
Yeah.
play all the time, and that's what sucks.
Yep. But yeah, so I definitely want to get like quite a few dove hunting videos. I'm in that season where like I'm done with the fishing, I'm fished out, I'm ready to do some hunting.
But, well, I agree. I want to do some hunting because it's been a while. It's been a minute, right? But at the same time, it's like what I showed you earlier. I sent him a picture. Apparently, Texas recently stocked over 300 million trout, or 30 million trout in Texas waters last fall, and it ended this March. So that means like we could do some trout fishing here. I don't know where we'd have to go though.
I don't either. I don't know, but I do like trout fishing. Trout fishing is one of those things that you're not really going for me personally, I'm not going for the size of them, because all the trout that I catch are, decent trout, but they're not just like huge trout, which they can get big, but just not around here.
It's nice to get the food though, and man, trout is some good cooking.
Is good. I love eating trout, and I like catching trout because they're real pretty fish.
They're beautiful.
They're like one of my favorite fish to catch because they fight pretty good. It's a fun fishing, but there's something about them. They're just so sleek and got cool designs on them. I love catching trout.
Well, and the other cool thing that I love about trout is that, let's say you get some lemon slices, you slice them up and take your fillets, wrap it in foil, and you throw it on a fire. Nothing beats that taste. Nothing, I'm telling you.
I used to not be a fish eater till you cooked me. We went and we...
I was at my old apartment and I cooked up that white striper bass.
Yeah. We ate that. I could eat like fried shrimp or fried fish, if I had like a bunch of sauce on it, like cocktail sauce and stuff. But I wasn't a huge fan, and I like fishing, and it's like I wanted to be a seafood eater, but I just wasn't. And then you cooked that, and I was just hungry enough to eat it, and I loved it. Then I had some trout that I had caught in Colorado, and
we cooked it at your place.
Yeah, we cooked it at my old apartment. We just cooked it in the air fryer, and he did it. He came over, we went to the store, he got all the stuff, just a little bit of seasoning, put the lemon slices in it. I mean, it fell off the bone because trout. The annoying thing about trout is their spine bones are so tiny, and I didn't get a single one. Like it just fell off. You could just take your fork and scrape it off and eat it,
or just peel that spine up. Just
oh my goodness, it was
man, it's some good. And it's like you haven't had fresh frog legs, right?
Mm-mm.
It's like okay, frog leg tastes like chicken. It really does.
Yeah.
So
does alligator.
It does, and I love gators. So does rattlesnake. Rattlesnake's real good.
Yeah, like the saying, like tastes like chicken. When it comes to like frog legs and alligator, like it really does.
Well, what we did a couple years ago, I was with the Ruthards. We had killed some big old bullfrogs. I mean, this bullfrog was like this long, stretched out. I'm telling you, he was like 2 foot. He was huge. Well, taking the back legs off and you throw them on the grill, and it seriously tastes like you're eating just not chicken drums. What's it called? Like chicken wings and all that.
Yeah, like the flats, like when you go get wings.
Yeah, or like if you go to a grocery store and it has the little drumsticks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's seriously like you cook it the same way. It tastes the same. If you season it right, it's perfect. And then you get some barbecue sauce and drizzle it on there. It's heavenly.
I want to do some catch and cooks, or like with dove season, like go kill some dove and then
that'd be perfect.
Because one way that I found to cook dove that I really like poppers are great, but I got some shake and bake. I think I talked about this in the last podcast.
Maybe.
We get some shake and bake and just bake them in the oven, and then they were awesome. Because I tried chicken frying some in some peanut oil, and I over fried them, and it just wasn't the best. But shake and bake was pretty good because Dove and quail are kind of one of those things where they're good, but you got to do something with it. So is duck.
See, I'm gonna be honest. You eat your dove wrong. Let me tell you, this is the way that I do it. After I shoot it, I see it laying on the ground. I sit there and I wring the neck out. I spread the wings and I just take a big old bite.
That's not what I thought he was going to say. Because I've heard what I thought you were going to say is because I've heard with duck, you're supposed to cook it medium rare like a steak.
Yeah, you are.
And I tried that one time. So I went with a friend of mine. We went down to this ranch that his girlfriend's family owned. We were just hanging out there, and it was dove, duck, and deer season. And so we brought ARs and shotguns and pistols. And it was like whatever moves, we're shooting it. We saw some deer. They were some good looking deer, but it was right before, like the sun was still up. But I thought, if we shoot it now, we're going to have to take it to Clarendon and go get it dressed and everything.
By old Rob Papa?
Yeah, I was like, it's going to be kind of a process, and we just got here. We've been drinking. It probably wouldn't be the best idea. So we missed those deer. We shot a couple dove, I think, and we made poppers. And then I shot one duck. We went to this pond. They had tons of duck all over it. I shot one right over the water, and it splashed right in the middle of the pond. Didn't have a hunting dog, and I had to wait for the waves just to slowly carry it over. And
That's why you carry your waders and you just...
Yeah. And so took it back, and with dove and stuff like that, you need to soak it in salt water overnight because it gets all the blood out of it. Well, this thing, I got it right back to the house, and I cleaned it, washed it off, put it in a pan, and tried to do like a medium rare type thing, and it was full of blood on the inside.
Oh.
It was awful. But I did try a bite just to say that I tried duck. But I feel like with
You
duck...
said it was mallard, right?
Thank you. No.
Well, wood duck?
No, I can't remember what it was.
Mallard's pretty good, honestly.
But really, when it comes to like that kind of like game bird, when you're eating it, you kind of have to do something to it to make it taste good.
Yeah.
Like chicken, you could eat chicken plain,
Chickens, yeah.
But like when it comes to dove, quail is pretty dry. I'm not a huge fan of quail. But quail and dove taste similar. Just dove isn't so dry.
Goose is pretty good, though. Have you had goose?
I want to so bad.
Goose hunting's in February around my birthday.
Yeah. We should go to that outfitter that I was talking about that's here. They do goose hunts.
Well, I want to do a turkey hunt. Do you know badass? First of all, we could do a turkey hunt with either shotguns, you blow the head off, or bow turkey hunt. Do you know how fun that'd be?
I don't know why, but I don't really have the urge to turkey hunt. I don't know why.
That's a lot of meat. That's a ton of meat.
Yeah.
They're big birds.
I would do it just to say that I've done it, but it's not really like
It's not something I do every year.
Yeah,
like deer hunting. Deer hunting's like an every year thing.
Yeah. For me, I'm mostly done bird hunting, but I definitely want to do some deer hunting this year.
I want to do 100%. If any of y'all used to watch like reality TV or watch Swamp People, man, gator hunting, I'd love that.
That would be fun.
Man, and it's like, I'm pretty sure you get to keep the skin, or you can get it processed and turn it into stuff. It's like gator skin boots, belt, perfect. And that's a lot of meat too.
That is a lot of meat.
That's almost a ton animal, 2,000 pound animal. Some gators that we have around the area. There's even some that come up to Dallas, Texas. I mean, people have seen 15 footers. That's a big animal.
I can't believe that they're all the way up to Dallas.
They've been seen in like Texoma. That's really not that far from here.
No.
That's 5 hours from here.
Yeah.
Which I get it. Texas is a huge state. It's massive.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, Texas is huge. There's a lot of opportunities for us to do stuff just in Texas.
Yeah. I mean, Louisiana's right next to us. Oklahoma's right above us.
Yeah.
New Mexico's not that far. We could go to Ritos on a 4-hour trip.
Colorado, places like that.
We're really pretty set. The only crazy stuff that would be real out of the way is like Florida or doing like some Georgia hunting, like elk hunting. I do want to go hunting up in the hills of Georgia, though. I've heard that is... Can't beat it.
Yeah.
Or Kentucky. Kentucky might be it.
we are sitting in a really perfect area for what we like to do because Oklahoma has good fishing. I'm sure they have great hunting, just like Texas. Colorado, great fishing. You could
Oklahoma gets a bit more rain than we do, though, so they're a lot more woodsy.
Yeah.
Got to watch out for the Homo squatches, the Bigfoot.
And Colorado, I'm pretty sure you can do elk hunting there.
Yeah, it's just expensive.
Yeah. Like we're sitting in a pretty perfect area.
Well, and technically, any of the elk that make their way down to Texas, we can shoot them legally without any tags. Without any tags because it's considered a non-indigenous species to Texas, so we don't have to have anything for them, like deer.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I want to do. I think like just coming up shortly, dove hunting and doing like a hunt, like a kill and eat.
Well, then, do you know how easy it is for us to do a rabbit catch, clean, and cook? Rabbit ain't the best, and it's not something that I enjoy skinning just because it's not much meat for. Like, honestly, the amount of energy it takes to catch, clean, and cook a rabbit, the amount of protein that it has in it, is about as much as you spend catching it and cleaning it. So it's not, like, as worth it. I've had it. It's okay. But
that reminds me of a story when my grandparents had, like, I think they got, like, 80 acres of land. And when I was younger, me and my friends would always just, like, grab BB guns and go up there and just shoot like little Tweety birds or whatever, just anything. And I was going with a friend of mine, and we went up there, and we had like the pellet guns where you'd pump them up.
oh yeah,
So it'd be like
the old daisies.
Yeah, and it'd be pretty high pressure, and the pellets are sharp and pointy. And we saw a rabbit, and we killed the rabbit, and then we took it to my grandparents, and we were like, oh, we're gonna clean it and eat it. And so we skinned it. And we hung the skin up, like let it dry, like we were gonna keep the skin. And on the back porch there was like this metal tin, looked like it was full of water. I thought it was like a water bucket. They're like, okay, we'll use that and clean this thing off. So we get that water bucket and we start cleaning it off. We had like a cup and we're like cleaning off the meat. It took us a long time to clean that rabbit. It was like you said, it was almost pointless. Yeah. And we had it like in a sack, and we go, and we were gonna have my grandma cook it. She's like, "How'd y'all get this thing so clean?" We were like, "Oh, we used that water bucket on the back porch." She's like, yeah, throw this away." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "That it was like either weed killer or insect killer, but it looked like water." And so I'm like, imagine if we would have gotten thirsty and been like, "Oh, just yeah." Oh.
Girly friend?
Dang. Yeah, it was wild. So yeah, we got this rabbit, cleaned it up. Probably took an hour cleaning it. Plus, it takes long enough as it is, but we didn't know what we were doing either. And washed it off with insecticide, or I don't know what it was, but it looked like water. And yeah, so didn't get to eat it.
Yeah, so all around, just not worth it.
No, it wasn't worth it.
I mean, if you're absolutely starving, go for it. Kill that rabbit. It'll sustain you long enough to find something better. Yeah. It's not something you want to live off of for long.
I'd probably just start eating grass. Be a lot easier.
Now, if you like had a good hunt and you killed like 5 or 6 of them and it didn't take you long, yeah, that's great. But you're gonna have a hell of a time, skinning them and processing them.
Yeah. What else is there to talk about?
A lot of stuff. Dream hunt right here. This isn't like the dream hunt, but it's one of my dream hunts. I want to bow hunt an elk in the snow. And the reason I say this is like way back in high school, I started writing a story. Actually, like trying to write a book. I can't remember what I called it. I'm sure it's on my Google Docs. I just have to look for it. But in the beginning of the book, it's like this guy named Mason stalking a big old elk through the woods with a bow. A recurve, by the way, not a compound.
I remember you telling me about this.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago. But it's like, it's embedded in my brain. It's one of my dream hunts. And then you just follow the blood trail, see it down. pull the arrow out, and if it's still breathing, take your knife and right to the throat.
I do want an elk hunt. My dream hunt would be, like, totally unrealistic, would be to go tiger hunting.
How's that unrealistic?
I think it's like illegal nowadays.
There's definitely more tigers in the state of Texas than there are in the entire country of India.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, go tiger hunting in India. But
it's only illegal if they catch you.
Or an
we need to quit incriminating ourselves.
Yeah. Or an elephant hunt in Africa, which is weird because elephants are one of my favorite animals, and it seems weird wanting to, like, hunt them, but I want to.
Well, it's like raccoons are one of my favorite animals, but they're fun as hell to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I love the little trash pandas. They're cute. They're adorable. But at the same time, I appreciate shooting them every once in a while.
Yeah. And, like, a bear is, like, one of my favorite animals. But I will go bear hunting. I would love to go black bear hunting. And
I hear the meat's super sweet.
Yeah.
Because they eat berries.
They eat berries all the time.
You just have to watch out for that parasite that they have.
Yeah. Which
sometimes.
I was listening to, like, Cam Haines' podcast. And he was talking about that, and he's been eating bear forever, and he hasn't ever had an issue with it. I think it's because he's like I think, don't quote me on this, but basically, if you went to a restaurant and ordered bear, where it's been processed or whatever, like, then you have to worry about it. But, like, if you kill it right then and there, and it's a healthy bear, and then you go and you take it and you skin it, you process it yourself, like, you probably don't have to worry about it at all. So, bear hunt. I want to go hunting in Africa. I don't care what it is. I know I've seen a lot of, like, they kill, like, what is it?
It's just dangerous over there. Everything wants to and can kill you.
And I think that's what I like about it, because I watch these videos where people are on, these guides, and they get out of the truck and they go, like, hiking in, like, the middle of this, like, safari, and they have, like, these massive guns, and they just set up, shoot what they want, and it's just like, I would want to do it when there's a bunch of people around with guns.
Yeah, so it's safe.
Yeah, not just like me going out there solo hunting or whatever.
But, see, maybe I'm psycho because I enjoy the solo hunting. I do it all the time. Like, if I'm sitting at home and it's like I hear coyotes calling and I'm bored, I literally just go out by myself.
Oh, I used to do that all the time. I would.
But also, I know the land very, very, very well, better than if I was to drop some random person from this town out where my property is. They wouldn't have a clue how to get around there.
No.
But I know the land very well, and I know what's out there.
Yeah.
And I typically stay very, very, very strapped.
That's what I used to do all the time at my grandparents'. I would just go up there and coyote hunt, walk around with a flashlight and an AR. But I don't know. No, Africa, I would love to do it. It just seems so fun. Like, I don't know. It just, number one, I just want to go to Africa in general.
I want to shoot a T-Rex.
Yeah, that's pretty realistic.
Yeah, it's very realistic. Listen, if Jurassic Park ever were to happen, I won't be the first guy to shoot a T-Rex. I'm going to be at the forefront of it.
I believe it.
Well, it's funny. My mom sent me this meme the other day. She was like, after all the Jurassic Park movies, they still came out with the Jurassic Park, I would still go. It's like, I totally would. If I died to a dinosaur, I'd be like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Now I want to watch Jurassic Park.
Great movie.
It really is. Yeah. I need to watch that.
The originals, by the way. The originals.
Oh, yeah. Because when you think about it, too, those movies were, what, the 90s?
Yeah. And they literally changed CGI and everything as a whole.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't look like a... What's that movie?
It looks real. It looks real. That's the thing. Movies today, like, you'll still see bad CGI. Back then, because they used animatronics and the right lighting and everything, it looks real.
Yeah. Because what's, like, a movie, like, from back in the day where they would use, like, kind of fake props? Maybe, like, the first Jaws or something?
The first Jaws, Alien, even the TV show Alf. I mean, just everything. And Jurassic Park did it, too. They used massive animatronics. But they were so lifelike.
Yeah. Which kind of amazes me because I'm like, I feel like people back then were smart too, where they would have made things a little bit more realistic. I think they were kind of like, maybe they're like, they get the point.
No, but they full sent that. You know, there's a book you all should read. This isn't. It's kind of on topic. It's about hunting. But it's called the most dangerous game.
I was literally
I love that.
I was just about to talk about that book. I love that book. I bought it on Audible.
So good.
Yeah, I'll listen to it every now and then. I read it in like junior high, and nobody in my class was really nobody likes reading really, but nobody in my class was too enthused about reading this book because they were like, none of them have hunted and stuff, and I thought, oh, okay, like a hunting book, this is cool, and then I read it, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. It's just to give you a rundown without spoiling anything. Picture what we're talking about, like hunting African wildlife, but you get to a point where you've hunted everything. So what's the next most difficult and challenging thing to hunt? Just think about that.
Yeah.
It's a good book.
I would definitely, I mean, it's a short book too.
Yeah, it's a quick read.
Like on Audible, I think it's like 50 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say 50 pages around there.
And it is really good. It's real like detailed too, so it like puts you in it. Like if I'm listening to it at work, it's like you can almost imagine what's happening. Like
and if you go to YouTube and listen to like the audio story, they have like the rain and everything over the audio so it really puts you in it.
Yeah. Now that is a good. I love if I'm bored, like listening to podcasts or worse, I'm like, I'm over it. Or listening to music, I'm like, I'm over it. I'm like, you know what?
There's a bunch of those older books that like we read that's actually really good, like Of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
What's the other one about? My friend starts with an A. My friend he has a pet mouse, but he's like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he like teaches it to do tricks and stuff. My friend Al Gore,
maybe.
If y'all know what that is, let me know. But
there was one that I read in junior high. Like we read as a class, and it was something about oranges, or like that was like the name of it, and it was a good book. I cannot think of it to save my life.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually used to read a ton, like all the time. And I wasn't like a nerd or anything. I read stuff that was like beneficial to like who I am now. So like I was big into dinosaurs or hunting or animals or like I just read a whole bunch of stuff.
I'm a big fan of picture books. Like really,
sit there and you pull the tab and a little thing pops up.
Yeah, but no, like really, like if I would anytime I didn't like reading as a kid. I like reading more now. It's just sometimes I don't find the time for it because I think, there's something else better to do than read.
Yeah.
But magazines are cool. Like the Field Ethos magazine, I like reading that.
Or the Shoot Swift magazine coming 2026.
Yeah, that would be cool. But it's just like I don't make time for reading, which I probably should. But yeah, man, I wish I would have. I don't know. Maybe the comment section will help us out. Something about an orange, and a kid moves to a new town. He gets like his face spray painted by some bullies. And I think he went blind.
Doesn't even ring a bell for me.
I think it was in Florida. I think that's why it was called. Maybe it was called Tangerines. Google it on your phone real quick. Look up Tangerines, the book. I think that's what it was called.
I'm not sweating right
now. But I have read a lot of good books in the past couple years since I've graduated high school. Yep, Tangerine. That's what it was. Felt like a kid with glasses and something.
Never heard of it.
I couldn't tell you what the moral of the story was.
Oh wait, here it is. Tangerine is a 1997 young adult novel. A legally blind boy who moves with his family to Tangerine County, Florida. The book explores themes of environmentalism, bullying, racism, and a realistic sports story that blends soccer, environmentalism, bullying, racism, and physical discipline.
Yeah. It was a good book.
Don't listen to him.
Listen to him. I hated reading. I hated, like there was a whole section of school called reading. And I hated it. But I wish I would have liked it more because now I'm like, man, I'll think about books, and then I'm like, man. And the reason that I downloaded The Most Dangerous Game is because I was listening to Field Ethos podcast, and I think they had some author on, Jack something.
I think it's a dog. I just saw him like walk that way.
What's that author that he writes books? His name's like Jack something. I think he was like a Navy SEAL. And
Tom Clancy? Because he wrote Jack Reacher. He wrote
No, not him.
Rainbow Six. I love Tom Clancy, by the way. First of all, some of the best video games out there, but also they came from the books that he actually wrote.
Yeah.
You know, like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, or Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, I think was originally a book. Jack Reacher. He wrote a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah. But anyways, on the Field Ethos podcast, they were talking about that book, The Most Dangerous Game. And it was kind of weird, just like how this was when you mentioned it, because I was listening to their podcast and I thought, what was that book that I read? And I was thinking about it, but I couldn't think of the name of it. And then they said it, and I was like, that's it.
I feel like the dude who wrote that actually hunted, though.
Yeah.
And I think, here's my breakdown of the book. I feel like he was a hunter who loved to hunt, but his greatest fear was running out of things to hunt. Like, if you think about it, that's what makes sense in my head, and I'm like, man, it's like, I love to hunt too, but what happens when you do it all?
Because I thought about that too, especially after reading that book, because I thought, well, what if you've gone to all 7 continents and shot something on that continent? Or, I mean...
I would say find a new hobby, but it's like I've shot tons of rabbits, tons of coons, and I still love doing it. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's kind of like...
It depends on the type of person you are. Are you going just for the trophy? Are you going just for that one big buck and then just for that zebra? It's like, yeah, you're going to reach a point where you've shot it all.
Yeah.
But if you're like me, who just enjoys the actual conservation part of hunting, I don't think you'll ever reach that point.
No. And plus, I think it's kind of one of those things where, like, yes, I would love to go hunt in these places, whatever, but I'll probably still always hunt coyotes. Something that's like...
Yeah, be super down to earth about it.
Yeah. Because especially something like coyotes and hogs, like we talked about in the last podcast, where, like, you're never going to outdo them.
Nothing... Yeah, okay, so I didn't even get to talk about some of my hog hunting stories because I wanted to save them. And I still am probably going to save them, but just to explain a little bit, when you're actually hunting hogs with dogs, you're not in a vehicle, you are running and tracking this hog or these hogs with dogs. It could be miles and into the canyonlands. Like, it is a true hunt. And when you get there, you don't shoot them. We don't shoot them, at least. You got to stab them. Like, that's how it is. You are up close with that animal. It is a fight or flight.
With dogs.
Yeah.
Because that's the key point. Because if you do it without dogs, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're either going to, lose the hog, or that hog's going to come and find you and tear you up,
They will tear you up.
We actually, on one of those hunts, we lost one of our dogs. Funny enough, her name was Lila, too. Or no, it was Lily. Her name was Lily. Lost her on one of those hunts.
That's wild.
Yeah, the hog just gutted her, tore her right open, even though she was wearing a Kevlar vest. I actually swear I mentioned something like this in the last podcast.
I think you did. You were talking about how they'll tear through those vests.
Yeah.
I mean, they're mean creatures. But something like that where you're like, you're not hurting the environment by killing a hog or a coyote. You're really not. And you're not really helping, because with coyotes...
You kind of are. It depends for a little bit.
Well, every one coyote you kill, and they take their roll call, and they find that one's missing, they start reproducing right then and there.
But here's the thing. If you think about this in the correct way, right? So rabbits reproduce a lot. But coyotes, okay, so the way that coyotes repopulate is if there is an abundance of food, they can populate a lot, and they overpopulate, right? To the point where there will be a population decrease eventually, right? But if you go in there and purposefully decrease their food source, like hunting rabbits, whatever else, mice, stuff like that, it like leads to them and their population drops too. So it depends on how you want to go about it. You can either shoot the coyotes and they're going to start going crazy with repopulating, but while you're shooting coyotes, you still have to shoot the prey animals. So it decreases both populations at the same time. Yeah. You can still hunt coyotes and be productive with it. It's just that most people just go out and shoot coyotes and they repopulate like crazy and it does nothing.
Yeah.
You have to be smart about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, I think whenever I go out hunting, if there was a ratio I could put on it, I'd say I kill 10 rabbits for every one coyote I kill. Like, let's say in one night I go out, I'll kill 10 rabbits, but that's also because they're pests and my dad's a farmer, so I shoot them. But at the same time, it's like I'll kill one coyote. But it's still decreasing the population at the same rate,
Yeah. Because it's crazy because it doesn't matter how many rabbits we kill out there.
They're everywhere.
They're
and
everywhere.
You can't get rid of them.
No, it's like a rat problem on a bigger scale.
Yeah. At least rabbits aren't like nasty like some rats can be, though.
Yeah. Yeah, rabbits are like.
They're it's funny. Like some rats too. It's like I don't have a problem with them, but like if you're out in the country and you see rats, you have a problem. It's like in the city, or which I don't see rats around here. But if I just saw a random rat, I'd be just like, oh, it's a rat. I don't care.
Oh, speaking of, so on my grandparents' land, they had this old, like, kind of abandoned barn. And my uncle used to take my cousins up there, and they would shoot big pack rats, like huge rats.
Oh yeah, those big like muskrats or whatever they're called.
Like they would shoot them, and I never got a chance to, and I was like kind of jealous. And then right when COVID hit, so it was spring break, I was a junior in high school. My cousin was gonna come down for spring break to just like hang out and chill for the week. And of course, spring break kept getting pushed back. So, anyways, I went and I picked him up, and we went to Clarendon, and we got actually, this was spring break. Last half, he was going to come down there. First half, me and my friend were hanging out. We went up there. We were bored, and there's like this little kind of lean-to part off the side of the barn. We were like, let's go camping up there. And we're just going to go up there. We had cots, sleeping bags, and we both had 22s, bolt action 22s, where they were Savages. Those things, I love those.
They run forever.
Yeah, I mean, I love that Savage 22. They're so fun to shoot.
22s in general are like the best plinking gun.
Yeah,
hands down.
And so
I'll give you 3.
3. Yeah, it wasn't one of my best ones. So I go and I pick up my cousin, and we decided we're going to camp up there. So we ate supper with my grandparents and my mom, and it's probably, this is summertime, so the sun goes down at 9:30, 10. We probably went up there at like 7 or 8, so kind of dusk. We were walking around with our 22s, like trying to find something to shoot, some rabbits, something like that, just walking around. And it was real dry up there. My grandpa was like, don't start a fire, but we really wanted to. And I thought, if we shoot something, there was like this little, like, it was actually an old fire pit. Like, it would have been okay. And our plan was to do it right by the stock tank. So if it did get out of hand, we could just
throw water on it.
Yeah. But we didn't end up doing it because we didn't really find anything to shoot. So we're just sitting up there, walking around, hanging out, and then, sun goes down, and it's like, okay, time for bed. We get in our, like, my cousin had one of those, like, old army sleeping bags, so it was, like, insulated and huge, and he zips it up, and it's just, like, it covers everything but your face, which I would hate that, not being able to move, but I just had, like, a regular old sleeping bag, and we're sitting up there, and for some reason, I could not sleep that night. It was just one of those nights. I tried sleeping on the cot. I couldn't. I tried sleeping in the truck. I couldn't. I don't know what was going on with me. But all night, I just kept hearing those pack rats scratching on the other side of the barn. And I was like, man. And thinking back on it now, I was so pissed off and, like, trying to go to sleep. But thinking about it now, it's like, I wish we would have had a flashlight. We would have just went in there and, like, had some fun. And then finally, I went to sleep right before the sun came up, and then I just wake up to my cousin. He's just like firing off his 22. I'm like, it pissed me off so bad. But yeah, those rats, I mean, they were just, I don't know if that's what kind of kept me awake, but they were everywhere.
See, and the cool thing, if you look back at our history as a whole, and we used to go out, and even like if you stayed over at my house growing up, we would camp out like in the living room. We didn't sleep on a bed. We
Yeah.
slept in a freaking sleeping bag.
Or on the trampoline.
Yeah, we slept. Honestly, that was a good night until it started the sprinklers.
Yeah.
Until the sprinklers started. But besides that, it was great.
Yeah.
Anytime we were together, we want to be outdoors doing something.
Sleeping on the trampoline is like the best thing you could do.
It's the best sleep.
Yeah, I've probably
unless
had
there's sprinklers.
Yeah, I've probably had the best sleep ever on a trampoline. And I think it's because, like in your basement, how there is no lighting. There's no windows.
It's pitch black down there.
And it throws off like your circadian rhythm, I think is the word for that. Probably not. But it throws off your like sleep pattern, basically. Where, we'll set like alarms to like wake up early and go hunting or something. And
you'll still sleep through it because it's so dark.
Yeah, because you feel like it's 3:00 in the morning and it's like 8:00 in the morning. It's so weird. And so I think when sleeping on a trampoline, you're going to sleep when it's dark and the sun wakes you up, like how it's meant to be. You wake up naturally
because you're not inside a tent or anything. And honestly, like another good way to sleep is called grounding, or just grounding in general. Just go out and lay in the dirt. But I did this recently whenever I went out to the Canadian River. I just laid on the ground. And I mean, most people say that it's uncomfortable, but it's really healthy for you. It really is.
I like a firm bed, so
and it's even talked about in the Bible. We're God-fearing men over here. So, I mean, if you do some research on it in the Bible, I mean,
Well, think about cowboys when they would be traveling on the frontier and stuff. Like
they take their saddle horse blanket and that's what they sleep with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's man, because sleeping on a trampoline, that is the best sleep. I think it's because you're sleeping naturally. You're going to bed when it's dark and the sun naturally wakes you up. Like, because I've heard stories about people, they will have like their blinds on some kind of automatic thing. And so it'll open up and they have it like pointed right at their face, and they wake up naturally because of the sunlight. And they're like, I don't feel tired or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'd still sleep through it.
Yeah. There's something about sleeping outside that just, I don't know, it changes it for you. And like if we get into that even deeper, like bushcrafting and like building your own shelter and everything, like that is true nature. Like
that would be fun.
I love it. When we did it up in Canadian, I mean, nothing beats that feeling. We didn't take anything with us on this trip, by the way. We took guns, fishing poles, and like a pot and a skillet. That was it. And I took like a water filtration system. That was about it. We took a tent just in case it like started storming super bad, which it did the second night. But everyone had their hammocks and stuff. We were all sleeping outside, and I mean, if we wanted to eat, you have to go catch something or shoot something. I mean, we had frog legs, rattlesnake. We caught those big old catfish, and I mean it puts you in this different mindset, and you feel just incredible after doing it because you're like, it puts you in a mindset of, first of all, you're away from technology, and you drown out all the other BS. It's just you and nature. You want to eat, go get something to eat. It's nothing beats it. I'm sorry, It doesn't.
Yeah, that's fun.
We need to go do that like soon before it gets too cold. I want it like a little cool, so like whenever at night it's like 50 or 60, perfect sleeping temperature in the sleeping bag.
Oh yeah, man, I love camping. It's so fun.
We have all the land in the world to go do it.
I know, it's just one of those things that I never think to. I don't know.
It's like we could even go up to the Canadian River, and that's free. Let's go pitch a tent out there.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would not pinch a tent. Pinch a tent.
Pinch a tent?
I would not
pinch a tent. Pinch a tent.
I would not pitch a tent in Colorado because I've heard, where I go in Colorado, I've heard multiple stories about people getting mauled by bears.
Well, and they have a lot of mountain lions up there.
Yeah. And Bigfoot. Yeah. And S-walkers.
Yeah. We got them around here too, though. Don't you worry.
Around here would be great for pitching a tent. I wouldn't,
I mean, that's seriously like living the old cowboy days. Like
the only thing that I'd worry about, like out on like parents' land and stuff, is like a cow rolling over me.
Yeah, but if we go to the right areas, we don't have them. You know, we could go to the other piece of land where the cattle won't get to, where we typically go shooting. Perfect in that little creek area.
Yeah, we need to do
We could
that.
wake up and start up. You know that pond that dried up? That'd be a perfect spot to, now that it's dried up, pitch a tent there. We could have a fire. It's down low where it's not going to just set everything ablaze, and it's all pretty green.
Unless it just really rains, and then we're going to be sitting at the bottom of a pond.
That's part of the adventure, though. That's part of
Yeah.
it. You know, you wake up, you got to go through some struggle. You know,
You
I'm
wake
good
up and
for
have
it.
to swim.
That's like, you've seen the videos of like people who are sleeping on air mattresses and they have a pool at the house and they just drag them out and throw them out into the pool and they wake up and they like fall off and stuff.
Yeah, that would be fun.
However real that is, I mean, it could be staged. I don't know, but I feel like my group of friends might definitely do something like that.
And with how hard you sleep, it wouldn't be hard.
I do sleep pretty hard, but I like 8 hours on the dot and I'm awake.
Yeah.
It also depends on how much sleep I get the night prior. Like if I don't get much sleep the night prior, I'll sleep a while. But if I've been getting 8 hours consistently, I don't need an alarm. 8 hours on the dot, I'm up. It could even be 6. Like recently, I've been only getting 6 hours because I've been going to the gym. But I mean, I feel pretty great. Wake up early, hit the gym. One of my next workouts is going to be, you know, the rod toss, but you get the 45-pound bar and you're just like, feeling that big old marlin.
That's another thing that I want to do soon. I know a
Deep
guy.
sea fishing.
I know a guy down in the Gulf Coast.
My buddy Cameron still has the place in Costa Rica. He still has that condo down there, and Costa Rica's cheap. Stupid cheap. We could go down there and stay at his condo because we were going to go. He's coming back in for 2 months in January. He'll be back. We could take a short little trip down there. It could be a week trip. Go stay at the condo. Go do some fishing because, you know, like one of the boat rides, because I still have some buddies down there, I could hop on a boat as long as I pay for their gas, which is like $30. It'll take us like 45 miles out.
Wow.
We probably need to get our own rods though, because it ain't no. I mean, it's just kind of a. He runs his own little tour boat business, but we could bring up some big stuff. We just need the equipment. But that's cheap though. You know, we could do it.
That's another thing that you need to add to the channel soon is videos from Costa Rica. Like
Yeah.
the spearfishing and stuff.
I still need to add that to the last podcast.
Yeah.
Spearfishing. I didn't get to go deep sea fishing, but I definitely did a lot of shore fishing. We caught tons of like little, I think they were baby red snappers, but they were like this big. I mean, they were still good eating. Big old. Their lobsters down there are different. So they have big old lobsters, but they don't have the claws. It literally just looks like a massive shrimp. They have the big old spiky.
Weird.
Yeah, it looks like a giant shrimp on steroids, but it's a lobster. Those I would sit there and I wouldn't even like pull the trigger on the spear gun. I'd take the spear out and they'd wedge themselves under a rock and I'd just stick it in there and I'd pull them out.
And that's what I could go for right now, so we can get surf and turf.
Oof, man, we got time. Could go cook us up something. Could go catch something. Tell your girlfriend to go fish for us real quick.
I want steak and lobster.
I want steak too. Oh,
damn.
Where at? I want a steak.
Only place I know is Red Lobster.
We could go do a catch, clean, and cook on a bull or a cow.
Get a cow.
Go to Tyson.
Oh,
This place is so gross. And it's funny because I love steak so much. I love me some good old red meat. I'm gonna sit there. 31. How long are we letting this go? Hour and a half until she gets here?
I say we wrap it up now.
Well, guys, we shot the shit.
Did indeed.
You know, this one was just more laid back. Kind of explaining a little bit more stuff. The next episode we'll probably go over wherever
it is.
My knife. We were gonna review a knife. We'll probably do some reviews and talk about some stuff. Hashtag not sponsored by alcohol. Actually sponsored by alcohol because it's in our system.
Yeah, like and subscribe, guys.
Yep. Thank you all, and we'll catch you in the next episode, episode 3.